All right, so I know I said I was gonna do a intro, well, not an intro, but a how-to video on the Pontiac Grand Prix. I'm still gonna do it, but however, we got a truck in the shop, and it was already taken apart. All right, so they tried to break in. So this is pretty much broke. So I'm gonna do a video on this one, converting this to a push button start. There's the button. So I'll go step for step on this truck. These are the 99 to 2003 F150s. So the wiring on push and starts are pretty much the same as far as the color scheme. So then I actually break down the videos. It'd be connections that I made, and then in the description of the video, I'll also put in how to wire it up if what I'm saying is not obtainable to the ear. So let's get it going. Okay, now, in order to get this guy out from where the ignition is, I'm gonna take this out, of course. Just unscrew this so it comes out. You have screws under the bottom. Take them out, then it just pops off. And then I'm gonna show you how to take the cylinder out. So to get this out, there is a 8mm screw in there. You just simply take a ratchet and an 8, and then you just unscrew it until you're able to back it out, then it'll come right out. All right. So next up, I'm about to have this apart, and then I'm gonna show you how to take the cylinder out. All right. So now this is off. 3 screws that hold that there, just comes right off. Okay, now in order to get this guy off, you just take a flathead, just pop it off, and then that's that. So now what I'm gonna have to do is the little ball right there, take like a little flathead or something small. I'm gonna turn the cylinder forward while pushing that, and then it'll release it. So you turn the key forward, then put something in there, press it, and then you just wiggle the cylinder out, and you'll see the cylinder out. But that's what you do. You turn turn the key forward, put something in there that fits in there, press it, and then turn it forward some more, and just wiggle it on out. And then that'll release the cylinder. All right, now as you can see, the cylinder is out. All right, so took that off, because you have to take this off in order to get the cylinder out, because the cylinder actually sits behind that hole. So you can see now, there is no cylinder. And with there being no cylinder, now that releases. All right, so no cylinder. All right, because it's already in the on position. There's no power, because this harness goes to a piece that's like right up under there, but they had already removed it, so made it easy for me. That's why I was already hanging when I started the first video. So all right, so we got the cylinder out. Gear lock is unlocked. Gear shift is unlocked. So I'm gonna start doing the wiring and pretty much getting it all together. But of course I will do videos explaining what wires go to what, and then in the description, again, that will be in there as well. Okay, now as you can see, my wires are twisted up. That's how I do them. All right, now this kit actually came with these crappy ass remotes, which we're just throwing the system in because it's a guy that we know, and he's just pretty much trying to sell the truck. And you know, it came with the remotes and they're lock and unlock and stuff. But I personally, I don't do these. Like, when I sell them to my customers, they want a remote start with the keyless remote start with the keyless entry and the push start. Hell no, not that crap. But again, like I say, he just selling this, trying to get rid of it. So I'll just pretty much be showing the connections on these right here. Of course, this is your ground. So this goes to ground. And then I'll show what these wires are going to and explain what they go to and how to wire up your push start harness to the actual ignition harness of the truck. So on this one, like I said, this is a 98 to 03 body style F-150 and Ford Expeditions. 02, because 03 the body style changed for Expedition. So yeah, but anyway, I'm going to wire these up and then I'll explain the wiring and how they're connected. This is the wiring schematic for this push button start. So this ain't even a brand that I even use, but I'll put in the description which brand that I use, so that way every time I do a video with various vehicles, it'll be easier, because this is not the one that I typically use. We had this sitting in the shop and we're getting rid of it, so that's how they go. All right, so the connections are made to the ignition. So what wires you will need are, there's a red and blue, which is a starter. You got a couple green and purple. That's your 12 volts. Okay, so you have your second ignition at this harness, which is red and black. So whatever whatever your starter output from your push start on the 98 to 03 F-150s and 98 to 02 Expeditions, starter wire is gonna go to red and blue. Okay. Your ignition wire off your push start is going to go to blue and green. Second ignition wire from your push start is going to go to red and black of the vehicle. You have two accessory wires that need to be charged, and you only have one accessory output. So you can either use a relay or just do what I do. I just jump them together. So your two accessory wires at the ignition on these Fords, and even the Lincoln, it's the same deal. You're gonna pretty much splice both, kind of tie them together. And it's gonna be colors gray, yellow, and black and green. You're gonna tie them two together, coming off of your accessory from your push start. All right. These wires, don't worry about this, because that's for the lock and unlock output. But like I said, I do not use these, so we're not gonna worry about that. The most important thing is, here's your ground. Okay. And then the brake input from your brake switch into the push start, you're going to find it here at this harness, which is the trailer hitch harness, which is going to be green. Okay. That's where your brake input, your brake input for the push start for these is going to be green. So when you press the brake, this wire right here is going to send an input to the push start, let it know to start. All right. All right, so there's the button. It's in. Just simply fold your tabs, fold them backwards. And then this here would just go on top, the same way you got it off. Be the same way you put it back on, and put your bottom on, and then that'll be that part. Run your cable on down to your push start. Simple on that end. All right, so this truck is pretty much done. There's the button. All right, so one time, radio comes on, just like the new cars. Hit it again. Everything else comes on. AC outlet comes on. Without my foot on the brake, and I press the button, everything turns off like it's supposed to. All right, nothing is on. No blower, no radio, no nothing. Put on the brake, that lights up. Fire right up. All right, steering wheel is, remove steering wheel. Put it in gear. All right, blower is going. Radio is on. Without your foot on the brake, press the button, nothing happens. Press the brake, hit the button, turns off. And there it is. So this is for 97, I keep forgetting, 97 is when they changed the body style on the F-150s. 97 to 03 F-150s. And Expeditions from 98 to 02, same thing. Ignition, it's all the same. Now, most of these do have chips in the keys. So with the ones that do have chips in the keys, this one didn't. All right, so it was pretty much plain Jane cut forward. The ones that do have the chips in the keys, when you remove all of this, there is a little module that's around the cylinder. There's a torque screw T15. You'll take that off, and then you'll carefully remove it from around the cylinder. You'll then take the key, put it into that ring. That key stays in there. Or you can use a bypass module. Those that are familiar with those, or know how to wire them up, or even have the software stuff to flash them, then that's the other route to take. You're just using the key, putting it into the anti-theft and ring, and that way it reads the key to let it start. All right. So I will be posting this on YouTube, and that's pretty much how you do a push start conversion on these.